Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple destined to be in love that loves reacting to some Destiny.
Yes, we do.
Destiny 2, Season of the Witch, Part 2 that we're checking out today, all the cutscenes. And you can see our full Destiny journey in a playlist in the description of this video, where you also find a link to Patreon, get early ad-free access that way.
Yeah.
Or you can get access to both of our channels that way. But if you want just this channel, hit the join button down below.
So many options.
Yeah. Ready to do this?
Ready.
Okay.
I heard you Guardians got a lesson in sword logic today. You think you can defeat Xivu Arath with philosophy? Right.
Good delivery.
Let me show you something. Savathun kept records and I took a look at what she had on her sister. Got a recording from way back, just after you Guardians drop-kicked Oryx into Saturn's orbit. Call it a primary source for your little research project.
Our brother is dead. I will take my revenge as he fought for his son. Revenge? For what? The dead deserved to die.
Damn.
Your own logic. Oryx was a hypocrite, and so are you.
Okay. Don't hold back, Savathun.
He made of our deaths a study. And she, who has endured, who sharpened the sword of his defeat, has done the same. She will take up this mantle. When she is paired to her true shape, we will meet her on the bladed path. What a vain child you are. Oryx spoiled you rotten. Not everyone wants to be like you. And you won't always get your way. I will test my strength against her brood, and she will prove our logic true.
Do you see what you Guardians did? Do you see what's happening here?
Blaming us?
Xivu Arath thinks Eris is one of them, some kind of heir to Oryx. That ritual of hers tied a pretty bow on that theory.
Yeah.
This is all part of Savathun's plan. But I can't help wondering, what the hell does Eris think she's doing?
Her plan.
Yes, though kind of fair question. This is beautiful.
Hey, Eris.
Yeah!
Heard we have some strange bedfellows. Though, if a bedfellow ain't strange, then they're probably not worth having.
So it seems. Have you come to urge caution? To advise against temptation?
Hell no.
Nah, you know what you're about. But I'm wondering, what's it like?
It begins as a feral surmise, a suspicion. I hear whispers, but they are in my voice. It rises until I am screaming.
Yeah, it sounds completely normal.
I make a demand. An atavistic fear now sublimated into a singular, desperate urge. A hunger I must endlessly sate. But the Hive are not afraid. They are awestruck. They know that I am vengeance. And they have conjured me back with vengeance.
Ghost Rider.
Sounds like a wild ride.
I seek to subvert the Hive's flawed logic. I may only do so because of what I am, and what I am not. It is a wild ride.
Hey, I'll be there when you're on the other side of this.
As will I. Trust.
That Eris Morn. Using some of that Gen Z lingo. Trust.
Surprise, sunshine. Thought I'd hack this old holotech and say hello. I don't like this whole let's work together plan, but
Yeah,
I don't
you get it.
have to. I've got my orders.
Exactly. So
Let me
shot him
play
duel.
something for you.
Imaru, if I am indisposed, bide your time. The witness will force the Vanguard's hand eventually, and they'll realize they need information only I possess. One of them will be open to a bargain. Not Mara again, poor dear. More likely Ikora, our gloomy little hanger-on Ares. Give them any help they ask. It'll all be worth it in the end. And tell them something clever to make them think that this was their idea.
You get all that, Guardian?
Yeah.
Savathun
Yeah, we
wants
got it.
me to give you the soft sell. But that's not really my style.
Not
So,
surprised.
go ahead. Bust up the throne world. Get as strong as you like. Tithe to Eris until she's fat as a tick. It's all part of Savathun's plan. You need any help digging your own grave? Just let me know.
I'm gonna smack you. Crush ghost just like you. Yeah.
Champion of violence, bearing tides raw and sweet as bitten sores. A voice from the deep whispers, in your immortality, Eris Morn, may you never cease your demand for vengeance. I refuse. In time, I will destroy this hive form alongside the rest. Its power has no hold over me. Xivu Arath will not fall to might alone. Every clash of blades invigorates her. Even now she feeds, as she has fed since the first red cough, the first war song. Still, I savor every tithe. Their strength thrills me, and there are so many old debts to repay. But this is not the time. The cards speak of change. A ripple is cast. A great shadow rises from the sea of blood. Something is coming.
Do you hear it? The thrumming of her battle song. Xivu Arath's brood has come.
We will make of my sister's court a battlefield!
You hear that? She's in our heads.
I hear it.
The helium drinkers. The Ammonites. We sounded their end with our blades. The Ecumene. The Harmony. They wailed in terror as we sang their extinction. Humanity has joined the chorus of our war eternal.
What is she doing? Xivu Arath issues her challenge.
You've really done it now. You need to chase Xivu's goons out of here before they take over.
Guardian, press on.
Eris Morn, meet me as Hive, and send forth your brood.
Well, you do want to meet us.
Your liars, pay tribute to their god, so I may see her vengeance. Eris Morn, your brood arms themselves with my brother's mantle. Your acolytes pay tribute by my brother's law. Feed your worm as I feed mine. I shall test my strength against your vengeance. We will have our tithes. You drove my sister to her throne, and she found true death by your comprehension.
You're welcome.
You chased my brother to his throne, and he fell as his children by your assiduity.
Again.
And so you will fall.
Yeah, Eris Morn.
Come, my court is war, and you will find me there.
Alright. Just
We must drive Xivu Arath
Choosing
from
violence.
this place, or she will overrun the throne world and take the
She's a war
tithes I am
gods.
owed.
Warhide gods. Why not?
You crave as I crave. You love as I love. Prove yourself with your existence, as I have proved my own. I will kill you over and over, forever and ever. Our war is as my brother's love. Ayat.
I am no sister to you.
Eris Morn, you know that there is only war. You prove my logic true. Meet me in blood. Match me in violence. Our broods will feed us with their tribute.
Xivu
Sounds like some kind of crazy axe.
When this is finished,
Yeah.
you'll turn and run, and your worm will gnaw at you as if you were a buried corpse.
Eris got much better
You will
smack talk.
have no tribute then, and you will starve.
This isn't over. Xivu will keep coming until she wins her war.
Or we kill
We
her.
need to rethink our plan. No. Our plan needs no revision. Her presence proves its efficacy. We must press on. We can't fight her, but we can hold the line until a way forward is found. Guardian, proceed to the Witch Queen's wretched oubliette. Claim the tithes before Xivu Arath takes them as spoils of her eternal war. I don't like this. You
What's to
don't
like?
need to.
All right, you're here. This is serious, so listen, and listen good. Xivu Arath's forces got into the throne world. This wasn't part of the plan, and it's bad news for everybody. Savathun's been hoarding powerful creatures in those summoning pits for a long time. Partially to study, but also to keep them out of the hands of her sister. If Xivu is able to take that extra power for herself, forget it. We're all dead.
Great. Always nice to leave a
Claim those
big-ass weapon
tithes.
for your
I
enemy to
hate
grab.
seeing it all wasted on that weirdo Eris, but it's better than the alternative. Time to get to work, hero.
Eris is a little eccentric. We get it, but you know, we're allowed to say that. You're not.
Exactly. She's our family.
Yeah,
Here.
she's our weirdo.
Amateurs rely on wishful thinking. Listen to this.
If Xivu Arath learns what the Guardians are up to in my oubliette, she'll do what she always does. Attack. Lucky for us, her poor Wrathborn is so eager to die. They'll make lovely tithes, provided the Guardians survive long enough to collect them.
Oh, ye of little faith.
When I discovered this fire, I saw heresy. A temple of the sky. I sought to destroy it. But now, I see truth. It is built on a foundation of death.
Lovely.
A temple of the sword. Logic so pure. Even the warriors of the sky honor it.
Our rituals are discovered by the Eater of Weakness, the god of the rotten Xivu Arath. Show her that the logic of the sword is no longer the hive's alone to wield. In your tides I sense a lineage of conquest. The hive's eternal sword poised to strike down the world.
My enemy, worshiper! You would disavow me, even as you lay tribute at my feet. turn your weapons against me, for I am the destruction you create!
Cool line. Brian, destruction you create. Mm-hmm. I'll give that to her.
Xivu Arath would lay claim to all conflict, but she is no longer the only Hive God.
Yes!
Wrest these tributes from her grasp, for they are now.
Oh, he's gonna end well. That's pretty cool.
Your blades that would soon pierce the heart of war itself.
Exalt me with your violence, as you have always done!
Alright. Exalted Violence coming up.
Your largest, the greatest death I can bestow, worshiper. The Leviathan Eater reigns itself in your honor.
Yeah, punch him.
Leviathan Eater was testing your capabilities. He'll be back with reinforcements once Xivu's brood is assembled.
Sometimes
We'll be
I
ready.
think the boss believes in you more than her own brood. She left this for you.
If the Guardians survive my sister's assault, it'll be on account of their ferocity, not their clemency. Xivu Arath will be thrilled. The Guardians will claim self-defense, of course. But that self-deception will only work for so long. Eventually, they'll have to admit they live by the sword as much as my sister does. It's so nice when the people we love all get along. Don't you think?
I can hardly believe the tactical reports I'm writing. Vanguard forces, pursuing tithes to Hive-communed Eris Morn, have engaged Xivu Arath's troops in Savathun's throne world.
Pretty much
We are
just
caught
it.
between the sister gods of combat and lives, and we're trying to resurrect the one who's caused us the most suffering. Even if we win, we lose. We accepted an impossible bargain. Savathun knew we couldn't defeat Xivu Arath.
Yep.
No one can win a battle against war itself. Eris understands this better than any of us. I know she's working on a plan. But I must still prepare for unexpected outcomes. If her transformation is influencing her judgment, how would I
fair.
know? What could I even do to keep her safe? Guardian, be careful. We've lost so much to the Hive already. We can't let them take any more.
So, you're really taking on Xivu Arath's top general? I love watching you do our dirty work. I was digging through Savathun's archives and I found this little gem from about 1 million years ago. I figured you should know what you're up against.
For the first time, the Ammonites broke us. Hordes of my brood made running in tribute.
It's very dramatic lines, like
This was upon us,
add stuff over.
Yeah, I know.
but our enemies have made stars of their own. Their cruel admiral abandons the battlefield to attend their frail Leviathan. They would live in peace without first killing death.
a good ending speech.
You humans think you're so special. The Ammonites had the Traveler, a Leviathan, even their own light. Their civilization made you look like pawn scum. But they ain't around anymore. Because Xivu's brood wiped them out. Every last one.
You actually need,
You're next.
you need to take tips from Xivu Arath on how to like inspire and maybe I'm saying that, but she's better at giving speeches.
Twinkles. Heading back into the throne world.
Twinkles?
Yeah.
Gonna hope Savathun left some tips about beating Xivu you can peek
Little
at.
Light was better than Twinkles.
Because from where I'm sitting, Eris doesn't have a clue. I don't think you realize how lost you'd be without Savathun's plan.
God.
Even dead, she's smarter than you.
Don't deny that. But
She had it all figured out years ago. Take the Traveler, seal it away, keep it hidden from the witness, clean and easy. But there's nothing you Guardians hate more than a plan you're not the center of. So you stormed the gates. Liberated your darling Traveler and put it exactly where the witness knew you would. And now, here we are, with everything pretty much ruined. So go ahead. Keep trying to outsmart Savathun when she's just trying to undo all the damage you've done.
she needs to use her
Traveler
words
didn't make a
more.
mistake when it chose the Hive. It was fixing the mistake it made when it chose you.
Okay, Dick. Back it up now,
Wait
dude.
to crush him in our hand.
Yeah.
Hey! Checking in on our worm friend.
It's good to be back. But from Asa's impressions, I guess this isn't a social call.
Unfortunately not. What do you know about Eris's plan?
Only that she and Asa are bound by some kind of hive ritual. I was against it, but like Asa said, sometimes we have to become our enemies to defeat them.
That's exactly what concerns me. Sloan, I need to speak with her.
No. Asa's done enough for the Vanguard. She's barely recovered from...
Oh. Took you over. Shut you up.
bound by covenant. Tides held between a current.
You're helping Eris contain the energy from the tithes.
Eroding. Hollowing. Release in time. Or remain bound. Without end.
If the ritual goes on for too long, Eris will be trapped as a hive.
And Asa will be corrupted. Twisted into something horrible.
So let's avoid that
I'll
outcome.
tear the tower to the ground before I let anything happen to her.
Yeah, we know.
It won't come to that, Sloan. I promise.
Gotta protect your pets.
Yeah.
Guardian, I have been taking time to reflect on Ikora's conversation with Sloan and Asa. I knew there would be torment in embracing the Hive and the poisonous squall of their violence. I thought myself prepared for it. I have lived long in shadow, and the shrieking horrors of the Hive would provide solace from my quotidian dreams. When I named
She
the
had the best
worms,
words.
I evoked only their resonance. But Asa responded. She is a willing and vital catalyst to empower my morph, but her pain is real and immense. My aim in this grotesque conversion was to shoulder the risk myself. But feeding from Asa's suffering, that is a line I did not think I would cross. Guardian, keep by my side so that we may soon leave these deeds behind us. I refuse to become something I am not. worm gods extract their sustenance from between what is and what might be, between the actual and the possible. When the Hive made their ill-fated pact with these worms, they gained immortality and the power to make of the world as they willed. Few beings in this universe derive their power this way. The Queen of the Reef believes it is the same method as the Ahamkara.
The Wish Dragons were too dangerous to exist.
So is Xivu Arath.
Wish
Our
dragons, like
connection
Shenron.
to Asa is regrettable. But this was the only path towards my goal. I invoked the worms, and she answered.
And did you know that this would happen?
It was
Thought,
possible.
yeah, it's possible, yeah.
As all things are possible with this kind of power. This bond has not been attempted since the worm gods made their bargain with Witness. Asa may have rejected it then, but the desire to overpower the universe with one's will is woven into her being. She is not beholden to it, not addicted or enslaved. The deep is not her nature. But I have tangled myself within this desire through the use of the staff's larva. Now I possess her power.
This could kill both of you.
That risk is ours to take.
Don't you dare, Eris.
I know.
I just finished briefing the Hidden. My reports on Eris's connection to the proto-worm Asa did not land well. There are concerns I cannot dismiss, because I carry them as well. The actions of the Witness will have far-reaching and dire consequences. But so would allowing Eris to be consumed by the Hive. She is studying the Hive from the inside, and the tithes grant her insight, as well as strength. She may yet discover a way to defeat Xivu Arath. Eris has always been determined. Now she has incredible power to match. I trust her to guide us through this.
We trust you, Ikora, so.
But I fear she may not know when to stop. Or even want to. The only thing we can offer her now is support. That is why I need you at her side. Continue your tithes, Guardian. For without them, we are lost.
Yeah, you can go kill stuff, that's fine.
My sister's prison. A holding pen for her supplicants. The stench of panic. The bleeding of the vivisected. Revelry. Throw yourself into the deep, Ratborn. Kill or die, the sword cares not.
She is off her meds.
You exalt me with the smell of death, Lightbearer. These tithes serve one purpose alone, to dethrone the god of war.
Must there always be a god of war when you have to take that mantle, Eris?
Final stroke is landed, and your head rests blinking upon the ground. Your final lament shall be of Eris Morn. May your sword consecrate our sisterhood.
It's scary cool.
To the bond of death. Hayat.
What's Ayatmi? They said like she chanted it, Eris, like when she was doing the ritual, and then.
I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, what is that supposed to be? Like, praise be or something? Like.
Yeah, maybe.
I've got something for you.
Oh, great.
Savathun said if you ever got this far, I should play back one of her predictions.
Oh, goody.
Not that you deserve it, but she's almost rooting for you.
Well, now we're well and truly fucked.
My realm holds secrets within secrets. If they're able to use their light and dark to peel away the illusions, then they've been paying attention. Power corrupts, of course. And when those fuss-budget guardians get all twisted
Fuss
over
budget.
magics and high rituals, that's when things really start to get weird. I can't wait to see what they're capable of.
I don't know if I'd say that's her rooting for
There you
us.
go.
Yeah.
A little pat on the head from Savathun. I know you Vanguard types thrive on positive reinforcement.
Is that what you've been doing? Giving us positive reinforcement.
I figure Xivu's gonna squish Eris like a greasy little bug. Then we're all doomed, of course. But at least it'll be fun to watch.
What an ass.
Mm-hmm.
Guardian, by your incursions into Savathun's spire, the Witch Queen's experimentation is revealed, and her secrets lie open to us.
Your progress is impressive. Hive magic intertwined with the light. You master it with each breach of the spire. But don't lose sight of our goal. Xivu Arath is still our greatest threat, and tithing to Eris has its limits.
We have not yet reached them. You frighten the Hive. Again and again you show them that their understanding is incomplete. You have heard me utter their
You understand
invocation.
nothing, Hive.
Ayat. It means
Okay.
that which is said must be so.
She heard us.
It is
Okay.
a conclusion. A halmos that marks the preceding argument as demonstrated true.
Think of it as a mathematical proof.
You are the logic that demonstrates it, and we are the truth it infers. Ayat.
It's like it is known.
Yeah.
She can't keep doing this.
No, she
Sooner
can't.
or later, it will end. Remember, you are in control of when it does.
Was that
Ayat?
Ikora just saying, like, if she dies, it's on you? So it kind of felt like that's what she was saying. This ends, and you're in control of when it ends. And by the way, she can't keep going, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
implies she dies, it's on you. You didn't work fast enough.
One, I like that the Ayat wasn't like something in the lore that you had to read, like, I don't know, in one of the like items or like a lore book or something like that, or like, you know, and it was something that we missed because I'm like, man, they keep saying Ayat. Like, Eris said it in the ritual, and then it was a lot more in this one. Like at the
Yeah.
end, like Xivu Arath would say Ayat, and then like Eris Morn was saying it. So I'm glad they answered our question like almost immediately after we asked it.
Yeah, it was very timely.
Yeah.
I'm nervous for Eris.
Yeah, I think everybody is.
I mean, that part of me that has seen a lot of content goes, well, I mean, we just had a big death. Like, they can't just give us another death right away. Like, that might happen in real life, but that's why real life can be shit. This is our entertainment. We expect it to be better than real life. So, like, she can't die. But the other side of me is saying, like, she is messing with some deeply dark stuff. And I don't think she's fully in control of how bad it can get.
Well, I'm not sure the real fear or the real possibility of like this turning bad is her dying. I think, to me, the fear right now and the real possibility is her not being Eris anymore and basically like taking over Xivu Arath and like basically becoming Xivu Arath. And so like, okay, cool, we killed Xivu Arath and we just made another one.
I think when I say the death of Eris, part of me was kind of
Who we know,
contemplating
like,
like the person we know.
Yeah.
But also I think she's in danger of actually dying too. So you bring up a good point that there is also this other potentially worse than death scenario.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's tough though, because when she talks and she's like talking shit about and she's saying how she's going to squash Xivu Arath and like, you'll be looking up and you'll know Eris Morn's like, when you go to hell, tell him Eris Morn sent you. I like it. Even though like, it's like I said, it's scary cool, even though it's scares me and I know that I shouldn't like it and that this is, it's bad news tennis shoes and she is going down this dark path and a path that she feels like she has to. It kind of reminds me of like the vengeance path. You know, that you feel like you're going down this path. You have to for vengeance and revenge and to right or wrong. But more often than not, that changes you. And even when you do get that revenge, finally, it's just like you can't change back and go back to who you were before that. And that's what I'm afraid of. It's like maybe Eris Morn doesn't go completely crazy, Xivu Arath, God of War, but I mean, she's definitely going to be very different.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine an experience of this magnitude. won't change her in some fashion.
Mhm.
What she is on the other side of this, I don't know. Obviously hoping for the best. But yeah, I mean, when she flips that switch to being that, and this is going to be a terrible way of saying it because it sounds like praise and it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. When she's becoming that badass in terms of how
she is
strong she sounds and fierce.
Mhm.
The scary thing about that is in all of our like entertainment, that's the moment before somebody goes kamikaze, right? Like that's the I've got one last great stand to give before it's all over. So like hearing her kind of have that is scary in that sense. It's also scary in the sense of like, okay, well, the merging with Xivu Arath, like you can see that kind of trickling into Eris's personality because this isn't who she usually is. She's not usually this strong and this assertive in this kind of way. So scary on both those fronts. Also a little cool, but also I think increases the sense of foreboding.
Xivu Arath's ghost is such a prick.
Yeah.
I,
So condescending.
Yeah, I kind of liked him at first when in the first part, but now, like, oh my gosh. I just want to squash him, grab him, and crush him.
There was that line when he was like, "You Guardians thrive on positive reinforcement, don't you?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you are an ass. You're such an ass."
Yeah, he is.
I mean, Savathun is so crazy impressive. I mean,
Yeah.
all of this, just considering the foresight that she had, she is such a player of the political game and the strategy
Mhm.
game. Like, she's the way that she was talking to her sister, I thought was so illuminating to their two characters. Because obviously, Xivu Arath does feel like
Mhm.
she is the less censored of the two sisters. She is the more letting her hair down and saying what she thinks of the two sisters.
Sure, yeah.
It's
a nice way to put it.
Well, when you think they're both evil, the expectation isn't there for like better. But then you see Savathun and like how she spoke to her sister, and you realize, oh no, Savathun is better, which also makes her immensely more terrifying because like Savathun gets it. She's smart enough to get it. She's mature enough to get it. She's wise enough to play and move the chess pieces around. Whereas like Xivu Arath is playing checkers.
Mm-hmm.
She's a hothead playing checkers versus her sister who is cold and calculating and playing chess. And like the way that that interaction that her ghost played for us and just showing the vast canyon that is between them. It's like, oh, I kind of lumped them in as like just like the bad guys before. And like, you know, they both were a little crazy and whatnot, but like seeing that and just hearing how distinctly different their personalities are, I thought that was very enlightening for both of them, but particularly for Savathun. I think I got a little bit of a newfound respect for her.
I don't think Xivu Arath is playing checkers. I think she's playing Battleship. B4!
I mean, yeah. But yeah, that works.
The one line that was just so cruel, such a dick thing to say, which is also because like there's like probably like a little bit of truth behind it, and that's like, you know, what makes it even worse, is when he said the Traveler didn't give the Hive the light by mistake. He did it to fix the mistake, you know, by giving it that he gave, like you were the mistake, like him giving the light to you. So he did it to them to fix it. That was, I mean, like how, I don't understand why we kept going at, like, talking to him after that.
He plays us tapes.
Yeah, he does play us tapes. He makes us, so you can't keep making us these mixed tapes and think everything's going to be all right afterwards.
He does do that. He is the jilted, more inadequate lover and the one that's making us mixtapes. That's what we've established about Savathun's ghost.
Yeah. Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want early ad free access, you can get that on Patreon. Links in the description of this video, or you hit the little join button down below for our YouTube membership.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Destiny with us, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.